Hi, and welcome to Time Management. Today we're going to be discussing how important this is and some things you need to know to do it wisely. You're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil to take notes, and when you've completed the presentation, you're going to be given some assignments and a quiz. So let's get started. Time is a resource distributed equally to all people, and time is a resource that needs to be used wisely. The goal of this module is to motivate you to accomplish day-to-day tasks using your time wisely so you can achieve your long-range goals. At the conclusion of the module, you're going to be able to identify the events, sometimes uncontrollable, in your life and develop coping strategies to deal with those events effectively and efficiently. You're going to be able to distinguish between urgent and important events and develop the strategies to deal with each event. So let's get started. Your life is like a jar. There's a certain amount of life you're going to live, and we don't know how long that is. And when we allow ourselves to be distracted by the sand, the little things like video games, menial tasks, holding grudges, checking Facebook, we waste energy for other more important things in our life. And when we put too much of the things that matter but aren't important in, we begin to fill up our time even more, so that by the time we start putting the important things in, like family and friends, health, and our goals, there isn't any room left. And that's what the jar on the left is showing you. But if we prioritize the important things, then we will have more energy and room left to enjoy smaller things in life. And even a few minutes for that video game, like the jar on the right shows. So what is time management? Time is the infinite continued progress of existence and events in the past, present, and future regarded as the whole. Management is the process of dealing with or controlling the things or people. Time management is the ability to use one's time effectively or productively, especially at work. There are 6 common time management mistakes, so let's go ahead and go over them. The first is failing to keep a to-do list. Fortune 500 CEOs all have some sort of daily time planner or scheduler they use for every day. So think about all the things you need to accomplish or take care of this week in your life and in your family responsibilities. Now, just take a minute and write down about 5 of those in your notes. Many people do not really think about how setting goals play into managing their time. But if you know what your goal is, then you're going to know how to prioritize better what you do with your time. For example, if my goal was to walk a mile today, then the 20 minutes I sat playing a video game was not a good use of my time. Can you think of a good example of why personal goal setting would be important in time management? The importance of events correspond to your core values. Most people cannot have everything, but they can have everything that is important if they stay focused on 1 or 2 important values as they set goals. In 1954, former U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower quoted Dr. J. Roscoe Miller, the president of Northwestern University, in a speech. He said, "I have 2 kinds of problems, the urgent and the important. The urgent are not important, and the important are never urgent." This is called the Eisenhower Principle, and it's said to be how he organized his workload and priorities. He recognized that great time management means being effective as well as efficient. In other words, we spend most of our time on things that are important and not just the ones that are urgent. To do this and to minimize the stress of having too many tight deadlines, we need to understand the distinction. Important activities have an outcome that lead us to achieving our goals, whether these are professional or personal. Urgent activities demand immediate attention and are usually associated with achieving someone else's goals. They are often the ones we concentrate on, and they demand attention because the consequences of not dealing with them are immediate. And when we know which activities are important and which are urgent, we can overcome the natural tendency to focus on unimportant, urgent activities so that we can clear enough time to do what's essential for our success. To use this principle, list all of the activities and projects that you feel you have to do. Try to include everything that takes up your time, however unimportant. The fourth is failing to manage distractions. It is important to make sure you're not consumed with the drama of life online or another's life that it takes your focus away from where you want to go or want to achieve. Distractions can be people, things, or technology. And recognizing when distractions are slowing or stopping you from moving forward or meeting a goal is so important because then you can take actions to regroup and remove the distraction. Procrastination. This is stalling or waiting to complete or start something that you have the responsibility for taking care of or getting done. Procrastination can be the result of being distracted. It can cause panic decisions and unorganized thoughts from having to make snap decisions. Ineffectively scheduling tasks. You can schedule the tasks that have been prioritized based on timeframes and using the Eisenhower principles we discussed earlier. If you need blank schedules, calendars, or to-do lists to help you prioritize and track your goals in time, there are many templates you can find with an internet search or using the Microsoft Word templates. So what's next? What concepts have you learned from this module that will be helpful for you? What will be one of the first things you start doing from this module? Check your notes, review what you've learned, complete the module assignments, and complete the module quiz. And please, if you have any further questions, please contact your instructor.